Hello, I'm Pastor Dave Denoon for the First Congregational Church of Webster Groves, United Church of Christ in Webster Groves, Missouri, and these are your weekend announcements. But first, usually we've got little Easter eggs that you're seeing around. You can see the kitty in the bed up there. I just want you to know that I will make this as brief as I can because of this going on. Apparently there is a lack of belly rubbing that is taking place. So I can't take my time. I have to get to the real business at hand. So for now, first of all, an update about the racist graffiti that was left at our entrance last Thursday and was found at 7 other locations in Webster Groves, including the Presbyterian Church, Peace United Church of Christ, and that North Webster Monument in Barbary Park. Reports this week of a silver pickup truck cruising the parking lots of the Presbyterian Church and Peace, apparently video recording the premises, and another video recorder on foot across the street from the Presbyterian Church, also videotaping, have been filed with the Webster Groves Police Department, along with the vandalism reports. The police have since informed the FBI, who are investigating this as a possible hate crime. So, in addition to those not of our congregation who joined us for the vigils, we received attention from Channel 5 and a number of local newspapers, as well as emails and calls from other Webster religious leaders, the Interfaith Partnership, and a kind letter of support from the Reverend Dr. Jenny Brown Daniel, the Missouri Mid-South Conference minister for the United Church of Christ. The efforts at intimidation have served only to stiffen the resolve of people in our community who are calling for justice for Black and brown lives and bodies, and we've added ourselves to the church's holding vigils on Friday nights at 6 p.m. Additionally, this week, Christ Lutheran Church joined the silent demonstrations that are now going on up and down Lockwood Avenue on Fridays at 6. That makes 5 churches, including the Episcopalians. Reverend Laurel Hayes, one of our newer church members, is leading our participation in the vigils and invites anyone who wants to meet her weekly at the Peace Pole to arrive. Well, she'll be arriving about 5:45, and then the vigil will go from 6 to 6:30. As my dear wife says about the vigils, if you want to put your faith into action, then here's the opportunity to, as Frederick Douglass once said, pray with your feet. Last week, our vigil included 20 people. Last night, there were 17. And the majority of these each time have been people who are not members of our church, which gives you a sense of our own potential for outreach through this proclamation of oneness. The vigils will continue weekly on Fridays at 6 o'clock, and Laurel will be expecting you. Worship for Sunday, September 13th will be available starting at about 3 o'clock p.m. today on YouTube and Facebook. Our hats are off to student minister Merriman Boyd, who edited this week's video. I am going on medical leave starting on Monday, September the 14th, and it's good to be able to pass that mantle on to someone else. That said, I have to note that once again this week, our audio team ran into technical difficulties using our sanctuary sound system to record. We are working with a soundboard which I am pretty sure predates the current sanctuary and could use either a significant upgrade or a replacement. Evidently, because of this, the system shorts out unpredictably, and we've been left for 2 out of the 4 occasions so far that we've been recording in the sanctuary in which we've had to use the sound recorded by our video camera and to try to make that livable. Worshipers who have difficulty hearing in the sanctuary when they are in person there will want to turn on the closed captioning when they watch the video either on Facebook or YouTube. Even with all that, I must say that the sanctuary this week, as we recorded worship, did feel like a truly sacred space. Leon Burke's musical contributions were particularly fitting to my message about forgiveness, and Linda Capetti's reflections of stories told her by her husband Laszlo about his experiences as a new young immigrant are poignant and strongly illustrate the contrasts of cruelty and compassion by people in the American landscape. The second Sunday of September is usually our rally day, and I missed our usual Sunday school blessing, but this, not for children only, fills that gap a little bit. Announcer Aaron Prangy and student ministers Merriman Boyd and Elston McCowan had really a sense of holy that they added in our midst. I think you'll be very pleased with the outcome, even with the audio considerations. The first webinar in our 4-part series on Earth Stewardship is coming up on Saturday, September 26th at 7 p.m. Its title is Earth's Story as Our Story, and it features narratives by storyteller Valerie Tutson and commentary by Gene Ponzi and Reverend Cliff Airy of our Ministry of Imagination, Creativity, and the Arts, as well as music by the Oikos Jazz Ensemble. A link for you to participate in Earth's Story as Our Story will be provided soon in an upcoming edition of the eNews. Please plan to take part and invite others to participate with you. The series of videos, of which there are 4 over the next program year, is Journey Through Creation, Earth, Art, and Faith Alive, and it's funded by a grant from the Lilly Endowment administered by the Calvin Institute of Worship. We posted a new job listing for a full-time pastoral assistant on a number of different religious and secular platforms this week, and we are already receiving replies. Members of the executive ministry and I will begin interviewing candidates the week that I return. So, if you know of someone who would be ideal for this position, I've included the posting in the email accompanying this video, so please pass it along. Soon you will see the information from the Stewardship Committee about our invitation to commitment for 2021. The executive ministry is working on a preliminary budget for the coming year, which has so many unknowns attendant to it, so it's hard to know what figures to include or to adjust. And what we definitely know is that our rental income will continue to flag. So we will be extra dependent on our church members and friends as donors and volunteers. Watch for pledge cards and other materials that will be arriving soon. Stewardship Consecration Sunday will be November the 15th, and there's plenty to consider between now and then about how you will be committed to First Church for the coming year. As I noted earlier in this message, I will be out of the office for the next 5 weeks. I have surgery on Monday, September 14th, spinal surgery, including a spinal fusion. Thanks for your prayers. Thank you for your prayers already and for those yet to come. You can expect me back in the office on Monday, October the 19th, and as a result, we will be having some very special worship experiences and speakers. Those are noted below. But also this series of video announcements is going to be on hiatus. Please watch for these announcements to return on October 24th. Meanwhile, read closely your Wednesday eNews and monthly Covenant News. Whether you read those or not, and especially even if you are reading them, you may want to find out who needs prayer. And you may want to share your own. So, for the coming weeks, please be sure to join Student Minister Elston McCowan on Zoom using the worship service link at 3:00 p.m. on Wednesdays. We use these prayer gatherings in order to assemble our prayer list for the following Sunday morning. You will probably receive a text reminder of this on Wednesday mornings. We use a bulk texting service for it, so you won't see the church phone number, but instead you'll see something like 87877. Don't worry, it's us, reminding you of the prayer gathering at 3 p.m. on Wednesday. So far, this has really enhanced the number of participants, so we are going to continue it. Those are the announcements for this week. To close, I want to share a prayer with you for the healing of the world. It's from September 11th, It's from a September 11th remembrance we conducted in 2011 called Peace Be Upon You. We hosted Christians, Jews, Muslims, and people of other religions and no religion for an educational and inspirational event of solidarity together towards understanding and mutual love. Our guest speaker was the Islamic scholar, who is also a medical doctor, Khalid Abdelhamid, and the Reverend Dr. Thomas Bentz, who was serving as the interim pastor of Pilgrim Congregational Church in St. Louis at that time, shared a poetic prayer that he had written for the occasion, an excerpt of which I'd like to read with you now in order to close. We, the people of this place, of many faiths and faces, of this one race in which we trace our blood and our humanity, of the being by whose grace we came to be, of this planet on which we may come to be free, declare this day our searing sorrow and our restoring resolve for tomorrow. We remember the loss and the cost of September 11, 2001, and we resolve this September to be the leaven of a new world community and cast from the remains of the pain a foundation of faith and compassion to make us whole again. Therefore, for all who are gone, for all here, and for all to come, we resolve never to resort to revenge or retaliation, ever to affirm the dignity of all people and the solidarity of the whole human family, not to be overcome by evil, but to overcome evil with good, to restore more than a World Trade Center and grounded buildings, to forge new foundations, not just for our nation, but for a world where all peoples and all people live in safe structures and cities, respect and protect all faiths, races, and cultures, receive good food, water, and livelihood, and have goodwill and good hope for tomorrow. So to this we resolve and dedicate our lives today, that those who died die not in vain, but for the gain of life, with justice and peace for all. Peace be upon you till we meet again on October 24th.